right. What the hell is going on, everybody? It is Talon Esports, man, the GSL champion, the guy that is an absolute monster. It is Dark in the top right side of the map, looking like a fiend. I don't think his openings look that much cleaner than ever. He still gets supply blocked, but he just knows how to win. And he's riding a high since beating Maru in that GSL finals. He's made it look easy getting to this grand finals. That being said, a player that he used to be the nemesis of, but is now his nemesis, Clem in the bottom left side of the map. That might sound confusing. So what I mean by that is Clem used to get destroyed by Dark. He was on an unbeaten streak in TVZ in 2021, I believe it was, maybe 2020. For like 6 months, he basically didn't lose any series of TVZ. And then Dark showed Zergs how to stop trying to build 100 drones and let Clem be the momentum guy who gets to attack you in every place, because that's what everyone was doing. Remember, Raynor pioneered this like Hydra, Ling Bane into Lurker 100 drone style. And then it was actually Dark who was like, or you can sit on 70 workers and just counterattack him with Ling Bane all game. And Clem is really good at attacking, but he's not as good at defending. And that was kind of a revelation at the time where people realized, oh, this kid that's crazy fast, and when he's microing, it feels like he just gets so much value. If you take momentum away from him, if you go first, he's not as untouchable. He's still very good, but not as untouchable. Now, Clem has pulled one worker off each gas. He's going for a reacted factory swap, it looks like, after this natural expand. So he's kind of gone for double gas, but also a quick third command center. And I think with the boost to the gold minerals, not a bad play. Now, Dark taking the third base out front. His goal is to then take a fourth base, get the gold minerals and the purple gas. And we actually saw Raynor play this map and actually look pretty good, right? He barely lost to Beyond on this map, doing this exact same strategy that Dark's doing. And it was so close. Raynor just got a bit too cocky after holding a push, kept trying to fight Beyond in the middle of the map, and Beyond just barely overwhelmed him with that marine momentum. And that was like a really close series we cast last week. So I think I was surprised at how well Raynor played it, because I do feel the gold minerals should be such a big advantage for Terran that it should be just always a win for them. And then I watched that game and I was like, damn, Raynor almost beat him. Like, hats off to Raynor. So we'll see if Dark can keep up with Clem. The big problem for Dark is that he's not really good at playing clean, basic, straight up games, right? Whereas Clem is. Like, Clem can play a straight up macro game really well with the very best players in the world. So I worry that with a gold mineral boost and clean macro, Clem is just going to be so far ahead that Dark cannot possibly keep up with him. Because I feel like Dark can make miraculous comebacks versus Protoss. Against Terran, yes, he's done it in the past. It's not as reliable against a guy like Clem. If Clem gets a big lead on you, he will barrel you over with just marine micro in your face, multi-drops, tank pushes, all of that stuff. There's not as much room to breathe against the viciously high damage of Terran. Whereas, like, spreading against Protoss splash damage, something Dark is an expert at. Great move there for Clem. Gets 2 drones. Oh, misclick. Takes a lot of damage on that Hellion. Tanks are building, going up to 5 barracks. Where's the engineering base at? There we go. Engineering base just kicking in now at about 440. Clem, though, a little slow on this third gas, I gotta say. So he doesn't quite have the gas for everything right now. Thank you, Hitchum. Appreciate the support, guys. Viking coming in for the Overlord up there. Ooh, it's not worth losing it, though. And he gets the hit and fades away. Clem looking slick. Damn, Clem is so good at StarCraft. Dark, though, is a nifty boy. I love that he's starting the Ling run buys. He could get all those Marines. Bit of friendly fire from the tank helps out. Yeah, I think that's worth. Even though he loses all the Zerglings, I think that's an okay trade. Ooh, and Clem tries to punish him with the Hellion run by, but you can see he's got to be wary. Dark is on point. Now, Dark's only up 2 workers. That's kind of scary. And I got to wonder, on this map, who takes the earlier... Well, not who takes the earlier. Dark's already got his 4th on the way. But when does the 4th command center go down? Or is Clem just going to 8 racks? I feel like the gold minerals mine out very quickly, so you often want to go for a quick 4th command center, establish that on the front, and really just start parading towards the Zerg. Double Evo's coming in. It's straight Ling Bane play for Dark. Dark is much stronger with Roaches than Ling Bane, unless he gets ahead. I wouldn't say he's ahead in this game, guys. Yeah, he's getting his gold base up. So this is the scary thing with this gold base build. Dark is going to hit. He's going to full transfer to that gold base. He should have already taken the gas there because that's double effective mining, but he hasn't. This is a mistake. I saw Raynor did the same thing. You want to have this already mining, and you want to have all your workers up here. So the problem is that mining kicks in now just at past 6 minutes. Terran's about to start attacking. So how much time do you really have for this gold base to pay off before the army lead from Clem already mining his gold base out ruins you. One thing we have to keep an eye on is 8.5 minutes. These 2 mineral patches start mining out. And Clem's going to have to wall off there to make sure Lings don't run into his base. A lot of Terrans we've seen Protoss players lose to that wall off coming down and then just getting overrun. Overlord's going to go down. Viking is going to fall, though. Good catch there by Dark. Dark's 1-1 upgrades aren't here. That being said, Clem doesn't have combat shields just yet. But look at the timing. He knows, okay, this is the moment you want to deal with me. Marines see the Ling flank. He sees the Ling flank. Clem's going to come back. He doesn't have combat shields. Big Ling flank from behind. The Banelings. The Banelings get focus fired by the tanks. This is a good fight for Dark. He gets rid of the tanks. Even though he loses a lot of units. Ooh, getting rid of the tanks is big. If you can make new Banelings, he doesn't have any Banelings. One Baneling is not enough. One Baneling, even with no combat shields, this is so scary. But Clem is like, oh, I'm a bit damaged. I don't have shields yet. Finally, shields kicks in, gets those extra 10 hit points. That's big. 4th command center is on the way. Now, it's good to force trades right there because Dark is still not fully mining the gold minerals nor the purple gas, which I got to say is a big mistake. I think if you're trying to hold on to this gold, you need to be using both of those. Otherwise, why even risk having a base up here? The southern base is much easier to defend. Big Ling counterattack. That's the right move. Clem. Oh no, Clem doesn't raise his wall. Luckily his production's good. There's a lot of Marines on his ramp. Depots come up and do stop the second half of those Zerglings. It actually works out fine for Clem. What looked like a worrying situation ends up okay. Tank on the north. Where's the other tanks? Where are the other tanks? He's got 2 tanks right now. Marines with a big spread Hellbats as well. Ling Bane coming in from all sides. Oh, watch out. He's going to pull back. Baneling's coming in with a big spready. Big spready. Oh, big spready on the Marines. The Banelings get gunned down. Yes, the tank falls, but Dark, he's only on 63 drones this whole time. He needed to be crushing these armies. All of the dividends paid out from that early gold base for Clem are really finding the mark. And I've once again got to ask myself, why is this map not being vetoed in a best of 5? You get 2 vetoes. What map could possibly be worse to play for Zerg than Dynasty? Dark and Raynor are bananas. Letting this map get into the map pool, I love that they're trying it because it's fun for me to see difference. But on the objective side, I got to say, is this really a map that's not worth a veto? We'll see if this one holds up into the World Championship because I have a feeling we're not going to see much Dynasty in this matchup. In the World Champs, I just think that early gold base for Terran is too much of an advantage. All right, maybe needed to go harder on the counterattack towards the natural and give up the gold base, but you're so committed on that north side. And Dark, like I said, right from the moment when you establish the gold and start getting payoffs for it, you're also forced to defend a terrible position. And hey, it was Clem's map pick. It's going to be the best map for him in the map pool. Now we go on to a map which Dark has had great success with recently. Nidus Worms on the edge of the main. Number 1 priority you got to keep an eye out. Number 2 is Dark just running Ling Bane. Remember, they can come down the left path or the right path, or he can even go all the way around the back. And I think a lot of Terrans forget about this little backdoor run by into the 3rd base. So a few different things Dark has to worry about. He's also played Hatchgas Pool. Something I've been pointing out is that you really want to rally your Reapers straight across the map and try to kill drones. Clem sometimes prioritizes blocking the 3rd hatchery from going down. And I think on this map, drone kills, forcing a bunch of Spore and Extractor tricks is actually way higher value. Drones coming out the front. So he's going to commit to the block. SCV can beat a drone if it hits it first, because the drone's got the first hits off and stuff. The SCV is just going to try and buy time. He's going to go for that block, which allows the other drones to micro. I feel like this is a bad choice for Clem. It's something I've criticized before. I think he should just build a building if he really wants this block that badly, because I think he's missing out on killing Zerglings and potentially a drone, which with how fast your Reaper gets across on this map, you're just giving up value. And I think this is something Clem needs to he needs to look at. Denying the 3rd's annoying, don't get me wrong. I just think this map, if Zerg opens Hatchgas Pool, they are always behind. And that's why I'm kind of like, why are we letting him just, because now he can just build an Overlord, build a Queen, keep doing Extractor tricks to keep the drone alive. I really feel like Clem is missing an opportunity here to get more damage done. Ling's going to go across the map with a very quick Ling speed. Ooh, interesting. Just me, or is the stream spotty? I don't know what you mean by spotty. Is this a rerun? If I can do reruns of live tournaments, then that'd be really impressive, guys. Also, I've literally not done a rerun in like 5 years on my channel, so just a heads up, we never do rebroadcasts of my Twitch streams. Anytime I'm here, I'm here. If I'm casting off a replay, you might be asking that, but we cannot do that in live tournaments. Gonna cast some replays after this finals, actually. Oh, I thought the Reaper was gonna get that kill. And that's a very delayed third base. So as much as I criticize Clem not getting the early drone damage, to be fair, he's done quite a bit. And Dark's not droning. He's supply blocked on 52. Dark. Oh my gosh. Guys, he did finish saturating his natural, which is good. He's going to go fast lair, but what for? Bro, he's got to go Roach Warren. I think he has to play Roach Warren here. Triple gas Roach Warren would be good. Don't play Ling Bane versus Clem, man. Like, don't get me wrong, he beat Maru in the GSL finals, but I know people are like, man, looks like Dark's really favored it. Guys, not only is their recent head-to-head really bad for Dark, I just don't think Maru played that well in the grand finals. I hate to be a hater, but I think Dark has not fixed the issues that he's had with his play for a while. He's still a very good player. He's very clutch. He could absolutely win this finals, but I would probably give Clem 2-1 odds, even with the GSL championship on Dark's back. And I'm happy to put myself out there, and I kind of was saying this before the series started. Obviously, Clem's up a game. It's easy to say it when Clem's up a game. But I don't think that one game on that map really tells you that much. I think it's just one of these things we have to keep in mind is that Dark's going to rush Spire. No way! I mean, Spire's good. Spire's very good. Spire's kind of awesome, actually. So he's going to rush Spire. And Banshee Cloak is kind of worthless against this because the fast Overseers are going to shut this down. And yeah, he's going to kind of come in. The Queens are there. Creep spreading between the base. I mean, it's good defense. It's just Dark's economy is quite low. That's the scary thing. Third command center is done for Clem. Extra barracks coming in. Hellions are seeing there's just no drones on the third. 2 more SCVs going down, though. Oh, the Ling Run buys. I mean, this is Dark in a nutshell versus Clem. It's all about Ling Run buys. He gets 5 workers. That's so good. And he kills a Hellion on the front. Okay, Dark's all over this game now. Because the thing is, like, this is the point where he's meant to be fragile. Because he can't really defend his third very well from Hellions. It's hard to get his creep out because he's only on 6 queens. He's got very few lings. But if you can do run buys like this, you've now killed, was it 7 workers? 6 workers in total. 1 on the first run by, 5 on the second. The Banshees are going to fly into Queen Overseer. Not to mention Muta's coming out to shut them down. And it's going to be a little hard for Clem to establish control over that third base. This is awesome. Nice defense. Banshee goes down for nothing. Literally 1 transfuse is all he gets out there. Did he see the Spire, I guess? That's the one thing that we probably should check. He did see the Spire. That's useful. Knowing about the Mutalisks before it gets going is big. He desperately needs a 4th and 5th barracks. So one of the big problems... Oh, and he did start his 4th and 5th. I was going to say, like, if he delays his 4th and 5th barracks any longer, he might just get overrun on the ground because he can only build 5 Marines at a time. Combat shields also hasn't been made. So those Marines are very fragile. Turrets aren't ready yet. SCV is going to go down. The Marines do see where they come from. I like that he's patient on stim. Because if he stims, remember, he doesn't have medevacs out yet. They've just started his first 2 medevacs. There is a turret in the third. SCVs are a little exposed. Clem's got to defend. Loses a Marine. Decent trade for Dark to pick off a Marine here or there. Now, Dark's not setting up for a Ling Bane attack with this, but you don't know that as Clem. So as Clem, you're very worried. You're like, okay, Hellions and Banshee try to guard the third. Marines try to guard the main from the Mutas. And so far, he's avoiding any catastrophic economic damage. He does start his 4th and 5th reactor. His armory's on the way. This is one of the most stressful scenarios to be in right now for Clem, because you don't know if those Lings are going to flood in those Banelings. And now he starts to chase him away because he's got Marines and medevacs. And he's actually going to push forward. God, Clem's crazy. Clem's such a brave boy. And it's the right call. It's the right call because Dark's trying to be greedy. Dark's going to 73 drones. He loses a Mutalisk there, trying to delay the push. He does succeed in delaying the push, but he's trying to catch up on the upgrades. 1-1 upgrades for Dark. His 4th base is finished now. Does he have a macro hatch? No macro hatch or 5th base yet. I think Dark will need that just to keep up his production. He's on 13 Mutalisks. He catches the Reaper, which is splitting off to scout. Scan does see drones on the 4th, and that's going to make Clem want to be aggressive. Last time we watched Clem on this map up against Mutalisks, he did not go for Widow Mines straight away. This time he goes for Widow Mines much faster. Very nicely done. Very nicely done. Really important. It was Clem played an epic barn burner versus Rogue on this map last week. Similar situation. Mutalisks and the mines, I think, are effective, but you got to use them correctly. And I do feel like Terran players are suffering from not playing Widow Mines much recently, where they're not quite as comfortable. They've been playing pure tank pretty much, and only adding in Widow Mines or Hellbats in late game. So it's a bit of a change up in the style they need to adjust to. Where's that factory, guys? Here it is. Reactor's building at the 3rd. He's got a Thor on the way. 4th command center building. Concussive shells, drilling claws. Clem's settling in for a longer game. Ooh, Widowmine gets itself a Mutalisk. Not bad. That's worth. Should be seeing an Overseer morph in response to that he can see them in future. He starts Overlord speed. Does he not make an Overseer, or does he maybe just bring this Overseer to the front? Odd choice. Once you know your opponent's building mines, to not react at all. Interesting. That Rogue vs. Clem game was kind of crazy, where both sides got ahead and then fell behind, and then got ahead and then fell behind. I don't think either side played that series perfectly. Oh! Engineering bays are exposed. You really need to make sure you are very safe in this position. Thor's going to help. He needs the medevac to go ferry the Thor down here. That'll push the mutas away from this choke point. Nice first Thor shot. Marines are in position. Oh, Massling's running in the front. A little bit YOLO. A few Marines on that right side. They're going to kill 1, 2, 3 Mutalisks. I think that's worth it for 6, 7 Marines. 5 mutas have died in total this game. Only 78 workers for Dark. It's a lower worker count, and he does not have a hive. His infestation pit's just started. Dark's got a 5th base up now, but he doesn't really have any mining on it. And this is the thing, like, he's got a big army. If he can get 1 crushing engagement soon, it'll be great. And there's not many mines, there's not many marauders. So Clem's very weak right now. Dark's breaking rocks down all over the left side. Baneling's coming forward. Clem's micro is usually very good, though. Unlikely to find an easy engagement here is Dark. He doesn't have great creep spread either. He's had map dominance, but his creep spread's not great. Dark was not spreading creep very well. He was macroing well, harassing well, but it came at a cost. He was not focused on his creep spread. Marauder's starting to come in as well. Banelings do roll forward. Clem, he's got a big spready. Big pre-spread on his units. That's the right move. Hellbat Marine on the right side doing pretty well. Doing pretty well. Oh, it's a lot of Link Bane. Widowmines not really getting the massive shots on the Banelings that you would like there, and it looks like a good overrun for Dark. This could be a game-winning fight. Could be a game-winning fight. He routs the whole army. The Marines in the north are left. How many medevacs went down in that? 2. Only 2 medevacs went down. Clem continues to push forward like a crazy person. This is a scary moment in the game, but I guess the worker count's not bad for Clem. 69 against 77. I'd say that's okay. Very even income between the two sides. He focuses down 2 Banelings like a savage. Reddit point medevac hanging out on the front. How many mutas are we at? 24. If those Mutalisks can go around and start sniping turrets and picking off the rally, that could be huge, but Dark pulls them back. That might be a mistake. This could cost him. The Widowmine count's starting to grow now. There aren't many Marauders in here. Banelings get a few Marines. Nothing game-changing, though. Thor gets a few hits on the Mutalisks as well. Oh, here we go. Dark's going to try to hold. This is it. It's all now or never. The Thor goes down. The Widowmines get a big hit on the Mutas, but not so much on the Ling Bane, which is what really matters. And it looks like there is one Thor in the reverse, in the rear, I should say. Widowmine's a little clumped right now. Widowmine's a little clumped. Banelings take out the Widowmines before they can fire. That's massive. Oh, I think Dark might be holding. It's so close. He takes out a few medevacs. The Mutalisk count is just enough. Clem needs to rally back to the Widowmine. The Widowmine could get focused down there, but it's got Marines guarding it as well. Ling's coming in. Ling's going to be setting off those Widowmines. Beautiful route here. Dark chases Clem back all the way to his side of the map. I cannot believe it. Front on 2-2 versus 2-2 upgrades. He says, I know 3-3 is going to be earlier. I've got to fight now. But guess what? Adrenal's on the way. +1 air armor's coming in to back up the +2 flyer attacks. 5 Mutalisks building at a time right now. And it's only a matter of time until he finds the gas to get up either Ultras or 3-3 or something like that. Dark's on 82 workers. He can't have been transferring these. Oh no. Transfers a few from his natural. Even his third should be mining out in about a minute and a half. So he's got to make sure he keeps these bases mining. Queen's accidentally attacking his own 5th hatchery or 4th hatchery. Ultra Cavern's on the way. 5th command center building for Clem. Clem is not really knuckling down for late game. He's playing a momentum-based style. On Amphion, that's dangerous. It's very dangerous to play that style on Amphion. Mutas fly and take out the turret. Widowmine unable to connect. Oh, he's going to go for some tech labs there. Nice moves. There are Marines north of this that could intercept. You've got to be careful on the way out, Dark. Careful on the way out. He does take out a bunch of buildings. It's not enough Marines, though. It's not enough Marines. He just takes the fight. Oh, the hunter becomes the hunted. Luckily, the medevac does get out of there. Clem with some clutch micro, but feels like Clem's engaging in the sort of chaos that got him in trouble against Rogue. Against Rogue, he just needed to knuckle down, slow the game down. He would have won it. But instead, he started expanding on the left, the right, all over the place, and giving Rogue lots of attack angles, as well as diving across the map with, like, suicidal drops. Overseer's trying to come across right now. He's going to catch at least one of those with those Marines, then pick up and boost away the entire army of Clem. Is, I think, going to push this right side. I think he's going to try and maybe mine those minerals open. Maybe, maybe not. Drop in the top right is hiding up there. 3-3's on the way for both sides. This game's still very close. No, neither side really has much bank. They're both maxed out. Bit of a higher army supply for Clem. He loses the drop in the top right, though. Army supply very similar. 3-3 is now done for Clem. He's got 12 Marauders and 8 Widow Mines. That's a very good army. Once you have Marauders in front with Mine and Marine behind it and just 1 or 2 Thors, Mutiling Bane starts to struggle, but there's not many Marauders guarding the Marines. These Marines on the left are very exposed. The Marines on the are very exposed to the Banelings. The Widow Mines did nothing here. The Widow Mines didn't do anything. Beautiful spreads for Clem, though. Even though the Widow Mines didn't do anything in that fight, beautiful spreads. He has to have a deeper run of Widow Mines. That's a big problem. Massive Widow Mine! That might be game-changing. That might be allowing Clem to survive in this situation. Mutalisk chasing him down, but they gotta watch out as the Marines and the Thors turn on them and gun them down. 2,000 resources lost advantage for Clem right now. 5 base Dark going to a 6th base. Still playing that trademark low economy. I know 78 drones isn't low, but for this stage of the game, most Zergs are sitting on 85, 90 drones. Dark is like, no, I want to have a big army. And whilst he is pushing Clem back and taking good fights, they aren't the crushing, like, game-winning fights that just end things. Oh, bad drop. It's going to boost away. And at least the Marines do take out a Mutalisk, but for 5 Marines, not a great trade there. And Marines and Thor come forward. They do save the medevac. He's got to keep that medevac count up. There's only 4 right now. This is actually a really scary problem because he keeps losing his fights. Losing the medevacs is very costly. Oh, I like that. Snipes a Mutalisk in return for the Widow Mine going down. Turrets are defending. That main base, always a bit of an opening here. 5 base against 6. Not much creep spread for the Zerg. Ultras are out now. Ghosts are entering the fray as well. It's still, like, not mass orbital, though. 3 orbitals, like, Dark doesn't have a big economy. If there was 6 or 7 orbitals, I'd say Dark's kind of screwed. But against 3 orbitals, he's fine. Like, he can just play a long, slow game here. +3 attack coming in for the Mutalisks as well, so he wants to keep using these Mutalisks. The Marines run into the mineral line, deny a little bit of mining. They don't get much damage, though. Lings in the bottom right, meet the planetary. No building armor or high-sec auto-tracking. Those are very important upgrades against Mutiling Bane. +1 range on planetary fortresses and missile turrets is big. But also +2 building armor brings a planetary from 3 armor to 5 armor. Which means even with +3, the Zerglings will only do 3 damage a hit. It's a big difference. Clem's got to be very careful on his next fight. It really feels like this stage, if the Terran fumbles a little bit, the Zerg will roll over you. But if the Terran sets it up just right, Zerg needs to find a way to outposition. And right now, having his army split is a terrible idea. This is so dangerous. Because if half of Clem's army gets jumped on by the entirety of Dark's army, I think that's going to be amazing for Dark. I think he should be opening the minerals up and joining his forces together. Should Clem. I'd also love a tank on this high ground. I love a tank kind of overlooking that right path because it kind of defends this base, but it also defends the right side. I know he doesn't have any tanks right now. It's a bit of a wish list. Pipe dream. 3rd command center. 3 command centers building starport, +3 vehicle plating, building armor. No high-sec auto-tracking just yet. I'd love to see that upgrade, but Clem's knuckling down for the late game. Dark is still on a momentum mode. No spellcasters in the mix at all. It's pure Ultra Ling Bane Mutalisk. Command center is very exposed. No lift on the CC. He definitely should be lifting it. Clem's going to counterattack like a crazy person. Who the heck tries to counterattack in this scenario? Clem, the Mad Dog. Oh, God, he's trying to pull back up into his main. Mass Ultraling Bane. This is how Maru lost on sight. Delta. This is Dark's new favorite move is, oh, half your army's out of position? Lol. He's going to lose a lot of drones, but it doesn't matter if he can kill all the ghosts and Marines and Marauders here, which it looks like he can. Yeah, he's going to break the production. Breaking the production should be a game-winning move. Like, Clem kills a base, a bunch of drones, but he's going to get held eventually once these Banelings morph in. New command centers coming in, dying. Ultras tearing it apart. Ghosts are popping out. They might be able to stabilize in the main base. Clem with a nice hot pickup. He's got a Thor on the low ground. That's kind of adorable, but nice links around. The Thor's on move command. The bio going down. Clem also getting overrun in the main base. Ghosts starting to clean up those Zerglings hiding behind the buildings, but it's just a small pack of Ghost Marine and nothing else. Clem has to tap out. And Dark diving through the main. Clem taking this right side base. I don't mind that base, but I think you have to realize your army has to kind of be together. And I think this is probably the better 5th base for him in the center of his bases. So he can keep his army kind of spread across this middle area all together. But having it spread out like that, not many Widow Mines as well. Big mistake. Dark ties up the series 1-1. All right, guys. We got Dark in the bottom left side of the map after an epic Mutalisk game there. And Clem in the top right. Liquid against Talon. I actually thought Clem was going to stabilize in that game, but Dark did a really good job of committing to the Mutiling Bane Ultra multi-prong. And that sort of Ghost Army, man, especially with the Mass Command Center, Clem should have swapped into lockdown mode, but it's hard on Amphion, number one, to cover all your bases. Number two, I don't think he's as comfortable transitioning from that momentum-based style he was playing into the Turtle late game. And Dark is going to do his classic gasless build. Most likely into Roaches, though Serral did show against Maru in the finals at Dallas how to do this Interling Bane. All right, he's gonna drone up the third base. Pig, do you get invited to cast these days? You need to apply to be a commentator for the ESL Weekly Cups, but there's a lot of different commentators. We don't get hired to do this or anything like that. We cast this every week. I sign up, I play, I get eliminated. Every Tuesday my time, that's Monday if you're in Europe or America. Somewhere on that. Over on that side of the date line. That side of the time zones. Closer to UTC or GMT, whatever you want to call it. Alright, we got the factory coming in. SCVs are producing for it was just a second where he missed building an SCV. Not a big deal at all. Alright, so with this build order, I feel like Dark gets to a very nice position, and sometimes we see Terrans over eager to punish him by like diving Hellions, and if he can shut them down just right, he can get miles ahead in the mid game. However, Clem does a very good 3cc build. So unlike like a failed 2-Rex Reaper against this build that somehow does no damage and Dark finds himself miles ahead, it's more of an economic arms race in this scenario. I should be casting AWC though, not confirmed completely just yet, guys. But yeah, should be a go-ahead. All right, factory there, starport, barracks, command center coming up as well. Reaper's going to rotate around the left side. Oh, hello. Reaper's going to pull back. All right, Reaper's going to rotate around right now. We've got Creep Tumors going down. Double Cyclone. Hello, Clem. 2 Alien into 2 Cyclone. Now, this is a very clever build. He used this recently to... Or was it him? Someone used this to punish Zerg doing this build order. Oh, we're going to dive. Clem. Uh-oh. Does lose a Hellion already? Easy D. Easy D there for Dark. Shuts it down. Oh, if he attacked that Hellion with the drone, that would have been the most Chad move ever. Watching a drone kill a Hellion, something you don't get to see too often. He's going to go 2 Cyclones and then 2... He could have killed the Overlord. Overlord was off the pillar. He could have killed that, but he doesn't want to risk waiting for it. He wants to go across, kill these Overlords first, because he can go back and kill this one later. But he's already lost his Hellions. Now, with no link speed, Cyclones are a massive nuisance. But Dark seems to be killing it, man. He's shut down everything. He's trying to go link speed Roach Warren. Now, remember, if you go Cyclones against this, the Zerg will normally just all in you. That's what happened in the final game of Rogue versus Clem, right? Is Rogue said, oh, if you're going to go Cyclone pressure, I'll hit you with a Ling Ravager. Now, I doubt Clem gets caught off by that again. I think this is just a defensive Ling speed. If Dark goes for a Ravager Ling all-in, I think it's a pretty bad move. Simply because it's if he saw that Rogue series, he knows that this is on Clem's radar. Clem played this exact scenario on Oceanborn a week ago. Queen's trying to inject right now. More transfuse. Very nice transfuses. I mean, Dark hasn't taken any direct damage yet. He's just lost a lot of transfuse energy. He's got a few Roaches, Mass Ling coming out. He's going to do a Ravager Ling. Now, the mistake Clem made against Rogue is he moved his Marines out and got them all surrounded. I don't think he's going to make that mistake again. I could be wrong. I don't think he's going to. Liberator did get 4 drones. Oh, very nice. Very nice Liberace. He's going to rotate it around Clem with some of the best Liberator micro in the game. Sees the Roaches coming as well. He knows, but oh, there are 3 Roaches behind. He's got to be careful. There's 3 Roaches behind, already morphing into Ravagers on his side of the map. Liberator does re-siege. Queens, they're going to try and tank it. They're going to try and take this Lib down. He's going to lose at least 2 Queens. Does lose 2 Queens, but does take out the Lib. Back at home, Bunker's only now building. The Marines, the tanks, trying to make. He's going to have a tank on the high ground soon. It's not ready. He hasn't repaired his Cyclones. Clem, he's trying to repair now, but he's not ready just yet. Oh, Clem. Are we being too... Tank on the high ground, not on the low ground, bro. He's going to put it on the ramp. That's a little risky because I don't know if Cyclones can even squeeze past that. Mass repair is ready. He's got to pull the SCVs. He's ready to mass repair. He's got 4 Marines inside. Cyclones here. Master Repair is good. Bile's not enough to take it down. The Master Repair comes in. The Hellions on the ramp are huge. The Hellions on the ramp are huge. The tank is doing a little bit of friendly fire, though. It is now hitting the Ravages. Master Repair is solid. Very good bunker hold here for Clem. Gets rid of one of those Reddit Point Ravages. With Master Repair, you shouldn't be able to lose the bunker. Oh my god, he misclicked. He does lose his bunker. That's going to make the next step of the hold just that little bit harder than it needs to be. I think Clem got a bit cocky here. Thought he'd already held on. He has a reserve tank on the high ground. He's now got 2 tanks on the high ground as a sort of reserve to fall back onto. More Lings coming across this map. Dude, there's committing to an attack, and then there's darking an attack. Darking an attack is when you commit so much more than is reasonable, you absolutely have to kill your opponent here. And that's pretty much the situation I'd say Dark's in. And he doesn't look like he's going to be able to kill him. The Ling's filtering in, but once those Ravages are gone, it's lights out. Only 1 Reddit Point Ravager does remain. The medevacs come forward, and Dark is going to tap out. Clem survives there. I think Dark must not have seen that series of Clem vs. Rogue, or he would have realized that Clem died to this the other week. He's not going to die to it again. All right, you're on potentially your last life, or you are on your last life. It's time to play Roach's Dark. You haven't shown us any of that beautiful Roach play. You know you want to. I know Clem's very good against it, but I really do feel like it's time to bring out the Roaches. Clem in the top left is on a roll, and just such a bummer that Dark, I assume, did not see that Rogue Clem series, or he would have known, hey, this may seem like a good response here, but not if they're expecting it. Not if they're expecting tanks on the high ground, bunkers there as well. Looks like just a standard barracks on the high ground into a gas. Clem a big fan of that. Not as big a fan of the 2 Rex Reaper openings. Dark is going 16 hatchery, and the question here is he's going to build 2 more drones always, right? But does he go for a gas? So with this next drone, when he builds it, does he rally it to the gas? He does. So this looks like a hatch gas pool opening. You can see his next one pops out. He's going to build a spawning pool there. So 16th one rallies to minerals. Next one builds a gas on 18, and then the spawning pool on 17. Obviously, your supply goes down each time you build a building because your drone gets consumed by building that building. Clem has gotten much better at learning from past games. I feel like Clem would keep dying to the same Dark Knightis in 2021. You're not wrong. Yeah, and he'd just keep doing like Ling Bane run-bys, and like every time it would be like, okay, Dark clearly has another Ling Bane run-by just waiting to go, and Clem would just like F2 his whole army across the map and go for an attack. Because the moment he would defend something, Clem would just attack, and then Dark would counterattack him again and find big damage. And it would happen like time after time after time, and we're like, Clem, just defend. Like Dark's literally all in, relying on you moving out. And it's only working because you're leaving that opening. Dude, Rufflecopter, thank you so much for the huge $5 tip. Bacon is life. Bacon is love. Dude, I cooked some pasta last night, and I had bacon left over from a recipe that I didn't end up cooking. So I had double the bacon. It's literally just bacon pasta. It is inundated in so much bacon, it's ridiculous. I felt so heavy after eating it yesterday. I was just like, oh, this can't be good for me. Like, I was like, oh my lord. My poor heart. Tasted good though. All right, gonna go after the SCV. I like the denial on the third. On this map, I don't think you got as much potential for damage, and I think it's much more annoying having your third blocked on this map. Whee! That drone just gets chunked as it bounces into the camera. Nice. Reaper, looking to deny creep tumors, but Dark's a big believer in the double inject these days. Sneaks a few Lings around the map. Clem saves that. But for how long? He's got to build a Hellion now. Oh no, he's going to go for the swappy swap. He's still going to go for the double Hellion. This delays the orbital a good 20 seconds. This is a huge, huge delay. You know, it only costs you a few Zerglings. Oh, he's going to pop it out and try to save the SCV. That's going to die. There's no way Dark lets that escape. Oh, he's going to lose 2. He's going to lose 2. Oh, Clem gets too greedy here. Brings back a scouting SCV. This SCV, can it get out? He's going to try to run. The Marine should be able to block that Zergling for a long enough. No, it's dead. Oh, 2 SCVs. Big catch. Dude, Dark's on fire. Full scout of the main. Sees the Starport. Knows it's not a 2-on-1. Sees the third command center. Sees the second gas timing. And he comes back. If he gets the Reaper, this is the bargain discount bin deal of a lifetime. We're talking about man went to a garage sale and found a bloody signed copy of the StarCraft 2 Wings of Liberty Collector's Edition with Mike Morheim's friggin' face stamped on the front of it. His signature signed and everything. Damn, thank you so much for the huge generosity. Anonymous gifter for the 20 subs. Thank you so much. Gonna give you even bigger props once I'm out of this cast. Second gas goes down. pretty early for Dark. I think he's going to go roaches if he doesn't build any more queens, because he's only building 2 right now. Then again, I guess his third hatchery is so late. It did get delayed. Yeah, maybe not. I think he's just trying to utilize his workers because he can't mine from the 3rd yet. Thinks about putting a spine. There we go. No, it's double Evo. He's got a semi-wall. I think this was a really good start for Dark. He gets his 3rd blocked, but because the Reaper's occupied, he just runs across the map and finds big damage. A lot of people have been asking me over the years, and they've said, why don't Terrans just block Zerg's 3rd more? And I've always said, well, if they do that, you can kind of send like one Ling or like a drone to just kill the SCV. And while they're occupied, you can just run your other 4 or 6 Lings across the map. And up to a pretty high level, most Terrans will just fall apart and take big damage. This is the rare case where we have a pro-match example of the Terran taking a lot of damage behind it. Okay, sorry guys. Sorry, is that a little production snafu there? The audio alerts broke on my my stream and just had to tab out quickly. Oh! Hellions! Hellion dive. There's not enough Lings to stop that, but the Lings got in position perfectly enough. Oh, this is a big Hellion commitment. 8 drones for like 3 to 4 Hellions. I think that's a good trade for CLEM, especially if he can kill this base. The Hellion damage added to the Banshee damage, 200 hit points. 180. Can't get it. Nah, I don't think he can get it, man. 150. 160. This is a big commitment. Actually, wait, there's no detection. The Lair's not even here. So Hellions can just back off. The Banshee will eventually get this on its own. You can see here 60 hit points, 50 hit points, and the cancel has to go down. Great damage there for CLEM. But of course, Dark's counterattacks have been netting him big gains this series. Not about to end anytime soon. He's just going to try and focus fire these SCVs. Nice split fire, but he goes for the Marine surround and only gets himself 1 Marine and an SCV. A bit of mining time as well. It's not a bad trade for Dark, but the lack of a 4th base is hurting him, and the fact that those worker counts are even is a problem. On the other hand, the upgrades are lovely. Dark, though, still massing Zerglings. I feel like you have to be droning right now. The longer he goes without droning, the more all-in Dark is. I don't know if he realizes he's undersaturated on his natural, and his 3rd is desperately undersaturated now after losing these workers. His main's only got 14 workers. Dark's economy is in shambles. He's going to just go for a mass 1-1 Ling attack. This is kind of all in. He basically has to surround the Marines and overwhelm them with 1-1. He's so committed to this. This is the same move he was doing a lot on the StarCraft 1 mod with StarCraft 1 Zerglings. That's enough Marines with Stim. They can take this down. This is not a good fight, even with a double upgrade advantage. The unsiege of the tank for CLEM to make sure he doesn't do friendly fire. And that was a desperate move for Dark. And this is what I was talking about, guys. CLEM, he used to be preyed on by Dark. It's turned around. He used to always lose to Bian as well. CLEM has evolved as a player. CLEM still might not be a favorite against Hero, against Maru, or against Serral, but against just about anyone else, CLEM has become an overwhelming favorite. He is such a monster, and GG well played. He wins the finals, spectacularly dominant fashion, and I gotta say, hats off to you, you behemoth. Well done, CLEM there. Navigates the chaos of that early game. Great Hellion run by. Great dart-ins. Great cancel on the 4th. And Dark just goes a bit too all in on that 3rd base. GG, well played.